What's happening, guys? So we're here for a video. It's a reaction, and we're going to be reacting to a man like Egal because he is still continuing to ride the new Mikel Arteta's Carousel. Yeah. The video I uploaded today, which was chopped off my match preview for the Inter Milan game, when Egal was telling us to calm down when we were 7 points clear. That's episode 1. So this what you're watching right now is episode 2, yeah? And I'm not live, so this is pre-recorded. So I can just react and then, let it be uploaded. But yeah, I've just watched two bit of Egal's latest stream talking about calm down Arsenal fans. Yeah. So now he's saying this when we're 4 points clear. Okay. So look forward to continuous episodes should we let the margins get nearer and nearer and City get closer to leapfrogging us in the table. And then we've got the task now of begging for City to drop points while we need to pick up as much points as possible. Because, let's not forget, we look at our remaining games, let these toxic positives tell it, we'll be fine. All we've got is City away and Spurs away. All them home games, mate. Okay, all right, okay. Like I said, y'all better. We'll see what you man say if. I'm not even gonna say when. Yeah, I'm just gonna say if. But I already know how this is gonna pan out. Yeah, but if the inevitable happens, which I see as an inevitable, why? Because evidence of the previous seasons, we've still got the same manager. He's still doing the same things. He's still doing the same goofiness. He's going to start players that shouldn't start. He's going to bench players that shouldn't be benched. He's not going to the art of rotation. It only goes so far with this manager. Yeah. So that's why it's easy for me to say the inevitable when the inevitable happens. Yeah. We'll have to see what the excuses is going to be. But yeah, anyways, let's talk about this and let's react to this. I'm sick of them sweatsuits and them corny hats. Let's talk about it. So let's as you can see the title here, calm down Arsenal fans. Critics say Arsenal win the league is a referendum on football. So yeah, let's just get
Yo, what's going on, guys? Egal Talks About. We're back again with another video. We're going to be talking about Arsenal's defeat yesterday to Manchester United. And Arsenal fans, calm down a little bit. Calm down. Critics are going crazy saying Arsenal, this style of football, if Arsenal win, it's a referendum on football. You got people saying Arsenal are lucky that City and Liverpool are just not at their best anymore. Bloody, bloody, blah. People just talking shit. But before we go any further, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that.
So let me skip his intro. Because he does play a little bit of an intro. So
I get it. We drop points. I get it. The way you guys start every show, and honestly, yes, people, what's going on? Egal Talks About. We're back again with another video. And honestly, I'm starting to dislike the Arsenal fan base more and more. Every time we drop any points, the way you guys start whinging and whining and crying.
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who the f you think you is?
Like little bitches is honestly starting to annoy the life out of me.
So how do you think we feel when season after season of failure, fans like yourself and many others out there just keep defending failure? And you're supposed to be Arsenal fans. Yeah? You're supposed to be Arsenal fans. You're supposed to be wanting this club to stack as many trophies as possible. That's what you're supposed to be wanting as an alleged Arsenal fan. Because I'm even starting to question that these days. Yeah, y'all are Arsenal fans. Y'all are Arteta fans. You want Arteta to be the one that wins the trophies for Arsenal. You're no better than a deluded Bournemouth fan that just wants to keep Areola forever because he or she only believes he will win him a trophy. When reality is they have no idea if they're ever going to see it. Yeah, that's where we are. But we're just a sexier version because we finish second and get to semi-finals. Literally, if you put get Everton finishing second and in semi-finals and they still don't win anything, they're no different from us, are they?
I get it. We drop points. I get it. Everyone's annoyed. I get it. I'm disappointed. You're disappointed. Everyone's disappointed. But there's no need to be going and throwing your toys out the pram. There's no need for people sitting here saying, yeah, you know what? People sitting here saying they no longer believe they're going to win the league. They want the manager out. They want this guy out. They want that guy out. It just makes me think to myself, are you guys that fragile where one performance, one bad performance, one bad result, or
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who the you think you is?
Man's talking as if we just came off the back of a winning streak, lost this game, and then we're having a meltdown. Is ignoring the big parts of this. Yeah, is ignoring a huge part of this. Man, I've been saying all season that shit like this was coming. Yeah, man, I've been saying even in games, some of the games that we've won. Yeah. The fans like me and others have still had something to complain about because of what we're seeing, the quality of football. We know that it's not sustainable, what we're doing and everything like that. Yeah. And then the two draws, Liverpool and Forest, happened. Yeah. And rightfully so, we were annoyed. I was annoyed when we drew against Sunderland and Chelsea. That pissed me off. Yeah. Losing away to Villa, that pissed me off. Drawing at home to City, that pissed me off. Losing at Anfield, I said if we didn't win that game, it's a crisis. And that was only the third game in. We ain't beating Chelsea. We're not beating Chelsea in the league at the Emirates. And in all fairness, we won't beat him in the cup either. Yeah? Judging by what I've seen, we failed to beat. So if you go by the top 6, let me just see who's quickly see who's there right now. Let me see, have a look. So I'll say Arsenal first at the moment. City second, Villa third, Man United fourth, Chelsea fifth. Let's just go with top 6. So Liverpool 6th. Yeah. The only team we've beaten at home out of those teams was Aston Villa. We drew against Liverpool at home. We're yet to play Chelsea at home. We lost against Man United at home. We beat Aston Villa at home. And we drew against Manchester City at home. Now, away from home, in that top 6, we're yet to play Man City away from home. We lost at Aston Villa away from home. We beat Man United away from home. We drew against Chelsea away from home. We lost against Liverpool away from home. So only Aston Villa at the Emirates that we've beaten inside of all teams in the top 6 so far, with Chelsea the only one in the top 6, current top 6 that needs to pay a visit. We ain't beating them. I mean, unfortunately, we ain't beating them. Because, like I said, what I've been saying all this time, patterns, yeah? But anyways, let's get back to man like Egal. Let's get back to him.
Or a string of bad performances or bad results leads to you just saying, you know what? We're not winning the league no more. We're not doing nothing no more.
Because the same red flags that we called as to why we wouldn't win the league came true all these seasons. Literally, us winning the league this season, we would literally have to go against everything that happens in football as to what usually wins you the league. For example, we have no players in double figures of goals. None of our forwards are in double figures of goals. Yeah. Teta hasn't had a player with his own team, hasn't had a player get 20 plus goals in a season. Yeah. Our second top scorer's own goals. That's not enough to win you the league. You need somebody that's out and out going to be banging in goals. Yeah. What we're doing, this doesn't get you over the line ultimately. So literally us getting over the line we'd have to make history big time. You know what I mean? You could point to things as to why Arsenal won't win the league versus what you can, because we've seen Arsenal here before. But fans like this just refuse to understand because they're too busy glazing this manager.
I want this guy, I want that guy out. Relax. Same people who are saying we're going to smash Man United are now sitting here crying, saying everyone needs to be sacked after the game. Like, the dramatic swings is crazy to me.
Who the fuck is
Can we
this
just relax?
asshole?
Can we just sit there and just chill for a second? Because I think I seen a tweet, and I think this tweet probably explains how I feel the best out of everything. And shout out to Chef on Twitter, because he was the one that pointed out. He's like, it seems as usual, Arsenal Twitter picks a side. You can't just be an Arsenal fan. You have to be Arteta in or Arteta out, or now you have.
Well, you're more, in my humble opinion, you are more anti-Arsenal supporting this manager than you are pro-Arsenal. Because the more you're for this manager, yeah, the more you're supporting failure, yeah, and the free pass to failure. You see what I'm saying? You can't be pro-Arsenal and be pro-Arteta. That can't coexist. That just can't coexist. He's took this club backwards since he came in. Yeah, he came in and won the FA Cup and went backwards since. Yeah, because he ain't been doing anything since. Yeah, got a handout into the Community Shield in 2023 because we finished second, bottling an 8-point lead to the team that won the FA Cup and the title, which got us into the Community Shield. We should never have been in that anyway. So those of you who would count the Community Shield, you could say it's been 3 years since we last won the silverware. But we know that's not how football fans think. So we have to go with, August 1st, 2020, last time we won a trophy. 3 years, 5 years, too damn long. But this whole, you seem to have to pick a side, man. It's either Arteta in or Arteta out. Well, are you pro-Arsenal or anti-Arsenal? Do you want to be successful? Because what makes you think that this manager is going to be the one that does it? What makes you lot think that? Like, I'm telling you, y'all would stay in DV relationships, getting your asses kicked because you think that person is going to change. That's the mindset you man have.
To be Gyökeres or Sesko fan, or you just can't simply support the club. It's always one extreme to another. And I think this is the perfect explanation of how I feel. It's always one extreme to another with the Arsenal fan base. It's always one thing to another thing. And why can't it just be, you know what? We lost the game. We move on. We lost the game. People lose games. You win some, you lose some. It is what it is. It's part of football. You're not.
And the thing is, all what you're hearing right now, everything you're hearing right now, he's going to say this. Should we get to a stage around about when we play? Because I know we've got Brentford away, Everton home, Wolves away. I think that's the order. Then I think it's City away, then Bournemouth at home, somewhere around there. That kind of period, when we go through the next period of when we have a back-to-back games that we haven't won, this is the shit he's going to come out with. Well, we win games, mate, and we lose games. It just happens, mate. That's what they're going to say all the way to the end. And then come the end of the season, they'll come up with an excuse. If we've got nothing to show for the season, they'll come up with an excuse as to why it didn't happen. Yeah, the season's not done yet, so this is as far as these toxic positives will go. But should it get to a point where we leave with nothing, there's going to be something. That's just how it is with these type of fans.
Not going to win every game. You are not going to win every game, and some people.
Nobody's saying that we should win every single game. We know that we're not going to win every single game. But I'm sorry, if when you see the team notorious for winning league titles slip up, you just have to win. You just have to win. Yeah. Liverpool got themselves to a stage where they were 16 points clear at one point. They could afford to lose the odd game here and there. They could afford one game of, you know, players that might be a bit tired, but, you know, take it easy type of thing. They could afford that. We can't get there.
Need to get that through their heads, because the way they act, they expect Arsenal to blow out every team by 3 goals, and if we don't win every game by 3 goals, it is a referendum on the team. Now I'm going to get onto the referendum part, because that in itself is wild, but it's with Arsenal, it's always extremes. It's always extremes. It's either you're like a Liga Northside type who everything is.
What you mean? The same League Gunner Northside type that want Arsenal to win trophies. You on about them? The same League Gunner Northside that want Arsenal to win trophies. You on about them? Yeah. Meanwhile, allegedly, you claim allegedly that that's what you want to see for this club. I'm doubting you, man. I'm doubting all you, man. All you, man, still defending this manager. I'm starting to doubt you, man. I doubt you, man, so much. I believe you want to see trophies. I just don't believe that. In my personal opinion, if Arteta gets sacked and then an interim manager or whatever, somebody else just comes in and wins something, you'll be happy, but you won't be that happy because Arteta didn't do it. That's where I think you, man, are. Yeah? That's where I think your Egals, your Strictos, your Positive Dans, your Christians, that's where I think these men are. Yeah? I want it to be Arteta that did that. You know what I mean? It's just like when we slapped Aston Villa 4-0 in that 2015 FA Cup final. You know what I mean? It's like saying, well, I'm glad that we won it, but I'd rather it had been Man United or Spurs we did that to. Like, well, yeah, it would have been nice, but fam, we won. You know what I mean? It's that kind of mindset of, I'm glad we did it, but I just, it's a pity that it wasn't Arteta that did it. That's where I think these men are. Like imagine, let's just say if we don't make the final of the EFL Cup and then Arteta gets sacked like he should do, and then AirPod Albert takes over for the rest of the season and wins the Champions League, you know, like Di Matteo did for Chelsea. Yeah, you lot will be glad, but you'll be gutted that Arteta couldn't be the one that did it, despite the fact that would have shown getting rid of this manager was the way forward. No, you man want to hold on to the 2-2 bit of hope you've got. You know, you still defend this manager after he missed that, after he lost the league to Slot. That's how I know you, man, were cooked.
Get the manager sacked, or just somebody maybe like me who's a little bit more calm. But then the people in the middle,
calm. No, acceptance of failure. That's the better word for it. Fans like myself, Northside Lee, Jez, Southern Guna, Kenny Ken, DJB, fans like that just aren't accepting this shit. Fans like that are not going to accept this manager still being in a job if he fails again this season. But fans like this want to call fans like that out because we don't want the manager here because he's constantly failing. And the thing is, as I said in episode 1 of Egal riding Arteta's Carousel, yeah, trying the new ride, yeah. As I said in episode 1, I've lost my train of thought now. I lost my train of thought. Something else popped into my head. I lost my train of thought. But I said something on the lines of in episode 1. Oh, I lost my train of thought. How does something just escape your mind like that? I literally had it right there. But yeah, you'll accept failure after. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. You've been wrong about everything that says this manager is good enough more than you've ever been right. All those fans I just listed who are on the Arteta out brigade, if you want to call us that, yeah, we've been right about this manager more than you have, which shows that y'all are just glazing him. we see right through him.
There's three different types of people in the middle. There's the people like the little Gunnar, who's exactly in the middle, who's very balanced, very objective, and he doesn't sway to either side. He's very much in the middle, and he looks at everything.
He calls himself the Luda Gunnar for a reason, fam. I mean, you know,
he looks at everything. Then you have people like Dan Potts, who's in between Deluded and Lee Gunnar, who's in the middle between them two, who's more to the left. And then you have myself, who's probably in the far right. And then you have somebody who's a good example of somebody.
You're not on the right, you're on the left, man. Because you ain't on the right side of Arsenal's right. You ain't on the right side of Arsenal's success. You're on the other side. We want to see it. You want Arteta to be the one that gives us it. That's the difference. We're calling, get somebody else in who's proven that can get us over the line. You're saying, no, I'm happy with what's going on right now because I believe this manager might still do it. The difference, my G. That's the difference.
Who's in the middle of, I would say, like somebody who's in between the middle and the far right, I would say is like Rory Talks Football. He's more in the middle of between those two. So he's not super positive. He's not super negative.
No, he's just as bad as you. If we fail again, he'll have a reason as to why, you know, he'll come up with some video talking about, oh, why next season Arsenal will do it this time. You know what I mean? Always trying to spin a positive round after failure. Y'all on the left. The right side is those who want this manager gone because he's a failure. And that's what he's proven. And we see the same things as to why he failed. He keeps doing it. Yeah, he's going to keep playing the players that aren't good enough. Odegaard, he's not good enough. He's not even good enough. He's not good enough to be captain. He's not good enough to start week in, week out. Nope, not good enough at all. Yeah, Zubimendi, who I want gone from this club. Yeah, at a stretch, he'd be better off being a number 8. But Rice and Odegaard is not going to get benched for him. And it wouldn't make sense to not have Eze in the starting 11. But I don't want Norgard in the 6 because he's not number 6. He's not trusted to be a number 6. He's better at going forward than he is defensively. Norgard is our best 6, and this manager will only play him when it comes to a cup game. He probably won't even start him against Chelsea. He probably won't even start him in the second leg of the EFL Cup. And if we make the final, he won't even start that. But Norgard's our best number 6 that we have. For the job that a number 6 is to do, Norgard was the signing of the summer for us for that position. I've seen what we're seeing with Zubimendi now. Cost us multiple goals, yeah, in games. I've seen what I needed to see. Get Norgard in the 6 for me. Team Norgard 6. But you won't do it. And he'll keep playing Odegaard. He'll keep playing Saka. Saka's fallen off a cliff. We signing Madueke. No goals in 366 days now. 366 days without a Premier League goal for Noni Madueke. Came on against Man United and looked like an op.
But he's also not in the middle. He's a little bit more closer to positive than negative. So yeah, there's spectrums in this thing, and maybe that's not a good example. Maybe there's levels to this. Where you are in the Arsenal fan base, you can be super negative, you can be super positive. But one thing we should understand is this team is good. This team is not like the teams of past. This team is not like the teams of past that would just fall apart and completely disintegrate to nothing. That is not what we are anymore. Why can't we just move on?
Move on. We've been failing all these years, and man's talking about move on. Yeah, this team is good enough. This team is good enough. Every man in his dog can see that. But those who know that this manager is what's holding us back. And I called it at the start of the season. The only thing I'm worried about is this manager and his decision making. We've got the team, we don't have the manager. We are literally a red Tottenham.
Why do we always have to go crazy? Now, Arsenal hold a 4-point lead. Arsenal now hold a 4-point lead after losing to Manchester United. But that 4-point lead can go in a matter of seconds. I get it. That 4-point lead is not going to be guaranteed here for long. It could extend. We can extend it back to a 7-point lead. We can turn it into a 5-point lead. It could end up being a 1-point lead after 1 week. You never know what's going to happen in football. Anything can happen. But Arsenal losing the game to Manchester United yesterday taught me a couple things. Number one, Zubimendi, poor performance from Zubimendi. He needs to do better there. If we look back and break down where Zubimendi was and how he did what he did, his passing, everything around his.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about his breakdown on Zubimendi and all momentum. Let me just go to here.
Issue with conceding. We have another issue. Do we have another issue on our hands? Is there another issue with conceding long shots? Do we concede too many long shots? What do we?
Well, when you've got our defenders now trying to join in the attack at extreme levels, yeah, Timber's damn near centre forward these days. Yeah, our left backs are turning into wingers. You got Saliba turning into a right winger these days. You know what I mean? All these men are now being told to get down. Like, there's literally, our tactics is a shambles. It's all over the place. It's literally all over the place now. Literally all over the place. And Man United exposed that shit that we do.
Doing wrong? Why are we conceding these goals from distance? In my opinion, the goals from distance being conceded is less on David Raya and more on the defense not being able to get to the man quick enough.
Why is that? Because they're pissing around at the back. By the time they try and do some shit, the opposition have got their composure, right, to be able to intercept the pass and everything like that, so they can then bomb down and then go and score. Literally, as soon as we get the ball from deep, the opposition's running back into position and we're giving them time to do it. That's that bullshit we keep doing.
We need to do better. If we're going to concede goals from distance, like we did against Bournemouth, like we did in this game, like we did against Inter, you need to do better as a collective to get to the man before he gets a shot off. You cannot let players take pop shots from distance without being pressured. Arsenal conceding, we don't concede too many goals. But if we're conceding consecutive goals from distance with very low XG, that is a systematic issue. We need to figure out why.
And whose system is it? Whose system is it, Egal?
I'm waiting!
Whose system is it? The system that you're talking of?
Why are we letting these guys take pop shots from distance? Why are we letting players take consistent shots from distance? And if they get it on target, like Cunha did, to a place where no one can stop, you're not going to stop a bottom right corner shot. You're not going to stop on the bar in with that much power. Even if Raya put his hand on it, I doubt it will get over. He'll be able to put enough to stop it. That shot looked unbelievable, the Dorgu one.
We're not going to act like we haven't seen keepers save these shots before. We ain't going to do that. Let's not do that.
Arsenal conceding too many goals in one game hasn't happened.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
21 games, we have not conceded 3 goals. So in this game alone, we lost our home record. We lost our defensive 3 goals conceded record. We lost a lot.
We did. So let me just whiz through this because I haven't watched. All right. So he goes on to, here's why there's no chance we'll bottle the league. So let's have a look at him explaining as to why there's no chance Arsenal bottle this league.
Pokeball, go!
I'm going to explain to you why this group of players are not going to bottle it, because I think you guys are too much obsessed with the word bottle and this and that, and always consistently going back to, oh, this team's going to bottle it. Here's why Arsenal will not bottle the league. Simple. There's I'll give you 4 reasons. Number 1, our recent form in our last 3 games is a blip. We drew against Liverpool, we lost to Man United, and we drew against Nottingham Forest away from home. 3 games where we dropped points, and in a small period of time, it does look bad. But in the grand scheme of things, you get blips throughout the season. Not every single moment throughout the season are you amazing.
This guy's never heard of red flags. I'm convinced he's never heard of red flags. Because the 2022-23 season, yes, I always go back to that season because that season was, you're 8 points clear, top of the league all the way into April. And then in May, that's it, gone. Yeah. He's never heard of red flags. The red flag all season for that season was we were conceding goals. Yeah. There was games where teams were scoring after like a minute. They'll just bomb down our left-hand side. Red flag. And then at Anfield, that side got exploited, which is how the equaliser happened. Red flag. This season, now, we're needing set pieces to open teams up. Yeah, teams are playing like pussies against us, but that's still not a strong enough excuse for you to have to need it in all these games. All these games, really. There's shots we're not taking. There's passes we're not making. You know what I mean? We'll take a shot that should have been a pass and it goes out for a corner and then we'll score from it. You know what I mean? That Wolves game, a big red flag. You know what I mean? But fans like this think we're going to walk to Wolves and win easily. These man have it in the head that the Wolves game, when we go to them, is going to be a walk in the park. Yeah? Because they ain't looking at that game thinking anything other than, oh, well, it's only Wolves. It's only the Man City game I'm concerned about. All right. Yeah.
Number 2, to say Arsenal are going to bottle it like past seasons. The 2022-2023 season, Arsenal did not choke. We just did not have the team that was good enough to surpass a superior Manchester City side. They were a much better team than us. Simply put,
he says we didn't have the team to surpass Man City that season.
Stop the cap.
We were top of the league for 8. We were 8 points clear. City having the game in hand. We were 8 points clear for the majority of the season. We were 93% top of the league for that season. We were top of the league all the way into the back end of April. We only had about how many games left? 5, 6 games left. If that. Hang on a minute. When we played City and got smoked at the Etihad, I think that took them either a point behind us or level on points, or I can't remember now. But after that, we had Newcastle away and we beat them. We then had Brighton at home, which we lost. Forest away, we lost the one City the league title, and we have Wolves at home. So we have about 4 games left. From what I can remember. About 4 games left we had. And man's out here talking about, oh, let me play that again.
Not every single moment throughout the season are you amazing. Number 2, to say Arsenal are going to bottle it like past seasons. The 2022-2023 season, Arsenal did not choke. We just did not have the team that was good enough to surpass a superior Manchester City side. They were a much better.
He's lying through his fucking teeth, man. He's lying. You know what I mean? Why would he tell these lies?
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
2022-2023 season, Arsenal did not choke. We just did not have the team that was good enough to surpass a superior Manchester City side. They were a much
pardon. I beg your pardon.
better team than us. Simply put, they were just so much better than us. We can't compare ourselves to that City team.
They were so much better than us. Yeah, well, in the end, they were, weren't they? But all season, we were top of the league. He's talking out of his ass now.
They were so much better than us. Then you go to The season, what do you call it? Last season we had injuries. Liverpool won it. The season before,
yeah, Liverpool had injuries. Yeah, Arsenal had injuries, and Liverpool won it. Yeah, still not good enough though, is it? Still not good enough though.
Before that, what was it? The 2023-2024 season. You can call that a bottle job because we lost it in the final minutes, in the final couple games with what do you call it? Aston Villa winning it. But even then, we went.
Yeah, the game where, because Jesus came back from injury, Arteta wants, and this is the thing. This is a pattern I'm noticing as well with this manager, is his fetish for Jesus is literally cost us. Because that game where you can see there, we lost 2-0 at home to Aston Villa. He started Jesus as our number 9 and put Havertz in midfield, even though Havertz was scoring goals for us. That's what he did. Yeah. So everything is going to cater around Arteta clinging on to Jesus being that main number 9 to get us over the line. Look at against Man United. He started him against Man United. In all fairness, I didn't even have a problem with him starting him. Yeah. But when I look back at stuff like this, I see this the same. It was the same pattern. You know, obviously Gyökeres scored in the Champions League. Jesus scored a brace in the Champions League. You know, so obviously one of them was gonna start. But in a crucial time like what you see on your screen there, for the back end of the 2023-24 season, his fetish for Jesus, he threw him in. He did the same thing in the season before. Jesus came back from injury. That's why Trossard was getting frozen out. Jesus came back from a knee injury that he got in the World Cup, and he was thrown in April. Had it not been for Arteta being so fetishized by Jesus, or should I say him fetishizing Jesus being in his team, who knows? I mean, he will sabotage a team just to have his players be in the team regardless of form. You know what I mean? Only one of our signings in the summer, no, 2, sorry. 2 of our signings from the summer started against Man United yesterday. Everybody else is on the bench. You know what I mean? He's using the same sets of players that bottled multiple league titles now. Bottled all competitions. Going with the same thing. It's what he does. You know what I mean? And what we're seeing any different now?
To the final day, can you really call that a bottle job when you've gone to the final day and you lose one game out of 17, you draw one game out of 17, you drop points twice in 17 games, and
it still was a bottle job, because Liverpool were top of the league before they played Crystal Palace that same day we lost to Aston Villa. Yeah, literally us beating, because Liverpool lost. Yeah, they fumbled being top, because I think they were top, but it was only, I think they were either top or they were second or something like that. But literally, that Liverpool losing at home to Crystal Palace, that fucked them up. And then all we had to do was follow it up by beating Aston Villa at home. Because it was between us and Liverpool. One of us was second, one of us was top. I think Liverpool were top. And then, because they lost, we needed to capitalise and we didn't. We lost at the same time. And then City won their game. Because other than that, it didn't matter what City did. As long as we won. It didn't matter if City won their game. None of that mattered. We were in a position where just win all your games from here. But that game, we lost that game. And that game only. And he made a suicidal change for that game. And you still trust this fraud.
You still don't win the league. Like, in that aspect, I can't call that a bottle job either. Now, the reason why I say this team is not going to bottle it, forget about the blip, forget about the past seasons. This team is superior to Liverpool, City with our squad depth and our quality across the board. There is no chance this team bottles it simply because we're just a superior team across the board.
We're a superior team, but we need a shit ton of set pieces and own goals to get us over the line in games, and none of our players have got double figures in goals.
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who the you think you is?
I mean, I can get what you're trying to say about this team, but who's managing this team? It's not looking superior to me. It ain't giving superior to me. Not with this manager being here.
We have much more squad depth. We have much more quality across the board. Defensively, we're better. Midfield-wise, we're better. Attack-wise, we're better in our than we were in the past.
Really?
So with that being said, I don't think this team is going to bottle it. And then finally, the characters and the players that we have in this team. You can't tell me Bukayo Saka, Gabriel, Declan Rice, Odegaard, Havertz, Nani Madueke, all these players across the board. If you don't rate them or if you do rate them, be it Odegaard, if you don't rate Havertz, if you don't rate Nani, all these guys are fighters and they're not going to just quit on this team. I felt like in the past, we were relying on guys who were nowhere near the quality to get us over the line.
But when you look at what we are relying on to get us over the line, all those players you just named don't have a Premier League medal to the name. Apart from Gabriel Jesus. None of these men have the pedigree like that. Kai Havertz has won a Champions League, yeah. Madueke won the Europa Conference, and so did Declan Rice. You know what I mean? But your Gabriels and your Salibas and them, you know what I mean? There's no experience behind anyone to help get them over the line this season. Liverpool had a gang of men that had won the league in 2020 that are still there now. So they have that. Those for the players that never won the Premier League before last season, they had that to work off. They had that they could turn to. We don't have that. That's the difference.
Now, our second team would start for some of these players, some of these other teams. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, we're going to win it just because of Saka, Gabriel, and Declan Rice. I'm saying we have multiple players in this team that can win us a game on any given day. And with that being said, I don't think these guys are just going to sit down and just say, you know what, oh, we don't have the mental strength to go and get it done. I think right now, whenever we hear Arsenal's going to bottle it, Arsenal's going to be doing this, Arsenal's going to do that, it's more wishful thinking than the actual fact of what you see in front of you on a consistent basis. This team is much better than what we had in the past. This team is much better than what currently we're competing against. Hence why we're still top of the Premier League, top of the Champions League for a goddamn reason.
This is the reoccurring theme. We're still top at league, man. We're top at Champions League. We heard that 3 years ago when we were top of the league. We were hearing that all season, and then we know what happened, don't we? This is just a clown show at this point. That's all these men that when you hear Arsenal fans keep talking about, well, we're still top of the league and top at Champions League. First of all, being top of the Champions League, it doesn't mean that you're going to win it. It just means that you're having a good league phase, and you put yourself with an advantage in the knockouts. So really, finishing top of the Champions League, really, if anything, that means that you've got no excuse to fumble the knockouts, really. So yeah, pressure. But we're still top of the league. Yeah, we are. For how long? In fact, let me check. Who plays first in our next games? Let me check who plays first. Who's going to blink first, eh? Let's have a look. We play before Man City then. Okay. So on the 31st, we play Leeds United away, which I don't think we'll win that game. We're going to draw 2-2 in that game, and we're going to come from 2-0 down after halftime. And Man City they play a day after us. They've got Tottenham. Oh my days. They've got Tottenham. We know what that means, don't we? We know Tottenham are going to absolutely throw that game because the fans are going to beg their players to, and that club's infested with failure over Arsenal's failure over their potential success in at least getting somewhere.
Accusations. These are not accusations.
That's what it is. So we know that's 3 points for Man City. So we know that if they were playing first, it will be reduced to 1 point. So yeah, we have a chance now to pull 7 clear when Man City go into that game against Spurs. And since Aston Villa are level on points with Man City now, they're at home to Brentford the day after as well. So Aston Villa and Man City are playing on the same day. Man City are playing at 4:30. So we've got opportunity to go 7 points clear this weekend. Otherwise, it's going to get reduced down to 1 point. Then what? Oh dear.
We are not here because we're lucky. We're not here because of just some misfortune from other teams. We are much better than the majority of these teams that we face on a weekly basis. And you guys need to remember that. You guys need to remember that. And as Arsenal fans, pick your heads up. Stop letting these idiots dictate how you feel. Stop letting other rival fans get into your head. Wake up. And you know what? I think the perfect example is this man right here. I'm going to talk about Rio Ferdinand. Did you guys see what Rio Ferdinand said after the game? Let me show you what Rio Ferdinand said after the game. People saying you're lying to yourself. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. Get out of here. How is this team better? I just broke it down for you. If you don't want to listen to that, you don't have to listen to it.
Anyways, let me just see what else. He's going to talk about what Rio Ferdinand says. I don't give a shit what he says. They can't win this league, so he's talking about. Hold on, what's this here? Let's have a look at this.
If I said this, everyone's going to call me stupid. I get it, right? But if you got professional journalists pundits going on Sky Sports saying Arsenal should win a treble at the minimum, they are trying to set an unrealistic expectation to then shit on you when you don't reach that said expectation.
Yeah, it's all good saying that, but yeah, requirements do increase the time, the longer the failure proceeds. For me to be Arteta in, I've already said it. Win the league and the Champions League. Take them both. Because the thing is, if I bumped into Egal and I said to him, I'd only be Arteta in if he wins the league and the Champions League, he'd think I'm ridiculous. I'm unrealistic. But what does he keep doing? When he wants to divert away from what's going on right now, what does he say? Well, we're top at league and we're top at champion. Yeah, right. Okay. So I want both. Yeah. For me to be Arteta in, I want both. Give me both. Since over top. Give me both of them. Yeah. Give me both. At one point, I said a treble would do it. But I calmed down a little bit. I thought, no. The league and the Champions League. You give me them two at the same time. At the same damn time. But I know this manager ain't capable of doing that. This is why I said I'll never be Arteta in. Yeah? If he wins any one trophy, leave on a high. That's as far as you can take us. Leave on a high.
Expectation. That is what they're fucking trying to do. And they've been doing this for the whole season. Arsenal's going to win the league by 20 points. Arsenal's going to win the league later on in the season. Arsenal's going to go. No one's stopping Arsenal from winning the league. If Arsenal don't win the league this season, they're never going to win the league. Oh my God, Arsenal should only not win the league. They should do a double. Arsenal should not only win the league, they can win the Champions League. Arsenal should not only win the league, they should do a quadruple. Arsenal, if they don't win the treble minimum, they're not a good team. What are we doing? What are we doing? You back Arsenal to do a treble at a minimum is basically dog whistling to say, oh, if Arsenal don't do a treble, they've had a failure of a season. What did this guy say?
So this part is the worst type of content creators. So yeah, let's have a look.
You call DJB a fake fan? No, I said, bro. I said, if you're not supporting the team, what are you doing? You're going to the games. You're paying for your tickets to go to the games every single game. What are you doing? I'm not calling him a fake fan. DJB.
I should hope not, because there's not one Arteta in fan that can call anybody a fake fan, even if the person's never been to a game before. The person that you're calling a fake fan. You of all people need to keep that out of your mouths. I'm telling you. You of all people. I don't care how many fucking games you go. If you support Mikel Arteta, if you are Arteta in, yeah, you cannot call anybody no fake fan. Yeah? Just because they want the club to win trophies. You want Arteta to win trophies. That's the difference. Yeah? You're an Arteta fan before you're an Arsenal fan. It's clear as day.
DBJB's been an Arsenal fan before I was born. I'm not going to sit here and make fun of him. You guys just try to create drama. I noticed you guys in the chat just want to create drama. You just want to create drama. That's what you want. You want a reality TV show. You don't want football analyzation. Some of you guys just want drama. That's all you like. Just drama. You just want to see Egal gonna fight. That's what you want, eh? None of this. Also, talking about fake fans. This is what I hate. This is a Chelsea fan who does content, putting on Arsenal hat and Arsenal t-shirt when he's talking about Arsenal, pretending to be an Arsenal fan. He's a Chelsea fan, pretending to be a...
Now, I haven't seen as far in this clip. I have no idea who that person is. I guarantee you he's from Africa. I guarantee he's a Nigerian or something. From Africa or something. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. There's something, the continent of Africa connected to this person. I guarantee it. And I'm not close enough to the screen to look at what the name is or anything like that. Yeah, I guarantee it. I've got 2 tabs open, so it's quite small. Yeah, I guarantee it. Anyways, let's play it.
An Arsenal fan. So when you guys call out fake fans, why don't you call out fans like this? You guys want to call me out on a regular basis. I'm
assuming it's not a video that he's going to play then. Okay, let me see if we can get his name.
Why don't you call out fans like this? People who are out here spreading bullshit, pretending to be Arsenal fans when they're doing content. This is the worst.
Right. I'm going to let this play, and I'm going to go on Egal's Twitter and have a look at this.
This is the worst type of content creators. You guys are on to me, who just supports Arsenal, who doesn't take bullshit from other people. Because I support the team and I back the team, you guys want to get on to me. But when there's people out here fully doing bullshit like this, you're like, oh, it's fine. This is fine, right? This is okay, right? These are the worst type of content creators. By far the worst. I don't think there's anything worse than these kind of guys, in my opinion. These are the worst of the worst.
Find it.
Yeah, and you guys like to get on to me 24/7. Oh, Egal, raise your standards. What the fuck are my standards going to do? Is my standards going to make Bukayo Saka score 20 goals? What the fuck you on about? Honestly.
It's fans like you. This is the thing. It's fans like you. Because there's too many of fans like you who are pro-Arteta, anti-Arsenal. You're automatically anti-Arsenal if you're pro-Arteta. You can't be pro-Arsenal and pro-Arteta, because being pro-Arteta is anti-Arsenal. You know what I mean? The things that can't exist. Let me give you an example. Let me give you an extreme example of 2 things that can't exist. I love and protect black people and support the KKK. Can't coexist. That cannot coexist. Yeah? With Arsenal, supporting a manager in Arteta that fails season after season, sabotages season after season, yeah? Being pro him and claim you're pro Arsenal, that cannot coexist. I already know what time it is if you're an Arteta in. It's just vibes FC. You're just there for the vibes and hoping, like small clubs, fans of small clubs do, just hoping maybe one day he'll give us a trophy. Yeah? Everton fans, look how long David Moyes was at Everton the first time round. Didn't get a single trophy for them, man. Yeah? But they still would keep him. They'd have kept him. Even if Fergie chose somebody else to take over his reign, Everton fans still would have kept him as long as he kept him in the Premier League. Yeah, that's you, man. You're the same thing. You are no different. Let me find. Oh, wait, here we go. These type of worst content creators. I don't know. Beyond the match. Right, let me go on to Beyond the Match. I bet this is an African fan, you know. I'm telling you. Typo. Beyond the Match. He's a Chelsea boy. Hang on a minute. I fucking told you, man. I told you. He was an African. And that's not me having a dig. It's just that it's hard to say without getting cancelled. Yeah. Even though I don't have anything to... I'm not big enough to be cancelled, so to speak. Yeah. I've said before, these African fans that support these you know, some of these Premier League clubs, you know, you're not gonna get authenticity on a grand scheme of things. Yeah. You'll get a few that know about rivalries and know about this, that, and the other. Otherwise, they're just gonna be out here twerking for anybody other than a certain club. For instance, an African Chelsea fan. They'll have Spurs win something over Arsenal just to laugh at Arsenal. You know what I mean? And they're supposed to hate Spurs more than Arsenal. You know what I mean? African Man United fans will have Man City and Liverpool win everything just as long as Arsenal don't. Because they don't understand the rivalry that Man United supposedly has with those clubs. You look at these accounts, United Trey and all them, man. You go look at where they're from. The theme is the same. And these are the kind of fans, yeah, that will undermine fans who actually do know about the club's rivalries, who actually do know the depth of their football clubs, and they'll infest the online fan content, whatever you want to call it, with the whole notion of I will suck off my rivals just as long as that club doesn't win something. Yeah, you couldn't make this up. Let me show you, man. And I said to you, man. Yeah, you see me do it. I've seen him do it. I said, I guarantee that it's an African. Said it.
First of all, psychologically, the players are now beginning to think, is it going to be another bad season? In the last 3 games in the Premier League, Arsenal have only gotten 1 point. And that is insane. After the loss against Manchester United, I listened to different Arsenal ex-players and legends, Walcott. I listened to Vieira. I listened to, Arsene Wenger, Professor Arsene Wenger. Let me start with Arsene Wenger. He said that if you watch the...
This is supposed to be a Chelsea fan because his bio, he says he's a Chelsea boy. But he's wearing an Arsenal shirt in this video talking about Arsenal. Again, like I said, I don't say things for no reason. There's a reason why I say something. When I say African fans are X, Y, and Z, I can show you it. Hashtag not all of them. I can show you an example. Yeah, I can show you an example. And these are the kind of fans. Yeah, these are the kind of fans. He probably started supporting Chelsea when they won the Champions League in 2021. Yeah, or maybe the Champions League in 2012. Then they'll come and undermine other football fans. When is the last time you won a Champions League? Yeah, talking like they've been there from the start when they only recently got on the hype. Anyways, I'm diverting this stream. I don't need to entertain this. This is about Egal anyway. You know what I mean? But I'm not scared to point this shit out because I'm not wrong with what I'm saying.
Some of you guys are stupid. Anyways, let's get on to this. We're not even going to talk about Cahill. We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. Look at this. overreacting once again. To make or break 6 months for Arteta. Make or break 6 months. Fully behind him because he made me believe in the football club, but history won't be kind if he fails another time. It is time for Arsenal and Arteta to defeat their demons. It's time for Arsenal and Arteta to defeat their demons. Overreaction, a little bit much. A little bit overreacting. I get it. Obviously, you want Arsenal to win. Everybody wants Arsenal to win, but we don't need to sit here and act. Obviously, I believe that. Look at this. We're not even going to talk about Cahill. We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. Look at this.
Oh, that flipping guy. That guy. Oh, yeah.
Overreacting once again. To make or break 6 months for Arteta. Make or break 6 months. Fully behind him because he made me believe in the football club, but history won't be kind if he fails another time. It is time for Arsenal and Arteta to defeat their demons. It's time for Arsenal and Arteta to defeat their demons. Overreaction, a little bit much.
This is how you know, yeah? Just off this alone, this is how you know he's going to defend this manager if he fails again.
Shut your bitch ass up!
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who the f you think you is?
This is how you know he's gonna keep defending this manager. This is how you know.
A little bit overreacting. I get it. Obviously, you want Arsenal to win. Everybody wants Arsenal to win, but we don't need to sit here and act like every single result is over dramatic. Like, you can relax, calm down, but at the same time, you need a level of urgency to win the games. I get that.
I'm telling you right now, he's told on himself here. This is how you know he's gonna defend it, because not even he thinks. He's not even at that stage where it's like, well, if Arteta doesn't do anything from here now, then no, this is his last straw. He's not even on board with that because he's still going to defend. And this is supposed to be pro Arsenal, yeah. This is allegedly an Arsenal fan. I'm not one to get on the hype of questioning who's a real fan and who's not. I don't like getting in stuff like that. But when I see that you're defending a manager that fails season after season after season and you're not proven right on anything, I'm starting to question how pro Arsenal are you? How pro Arsenal are you? Because you're more pro Arteta to me. Seriously. If we don't make the cup final if we don't get to the Carabao Cup final, we don't win the league, we get to the Champions League semi and get kicked out again, and we finish second, your Egals, your Strictos, your Positive Dans, your Christians, and many others that support this manager will still support this manager. This is shambolic work, and it's not just them. There's too many of fans like them that have infested this football club. Yeah, there's too many of them. They're just there for the vibes. They want to get giddy when we win certain games, certain big games. Yeah, calm down. We're top of league, mate. Unbelievable. And these men will be around my age, a little bit younger, a little bit older. So they're old enough to, it's not like they were born in 2014. You know what I mean? And by the time they were old enough, they've probably seen the 2020, they saw the 2020 FA Cup final or something. And then, these men had been around when Arsenal win league titles and stuff. They've been around for doubles. They've been around for, all that stuff. The worst ones is some of you old ass fans that defend Arteta. I never understand that. I just can't. I can't understand. You're 40 plus and you defend Arteta. I honestly, that is mind boggling to me. That is mind boggling to me.
But as fans, like, Do we really need to go crazy and say, oh my God, this is a referendum on everything after every game? No. Then you have this guy, what's it called? Samuel Lockhurst coming out and saying, mad aspect about Manchester United's form. If they won those draws and defeats against Forest, Spurs, Everton, West Ham, Bournemouth, Wolves, and Burnley, they would be 15 points. They would have 15 points, which would put them top.
Today, every do after this, you are.
Let's continue. We're gonna get on to that guy in a second. Let's hear my boy.
So is this a Teta defender? All right, let's hear him.
Talk to them, Combo. Talk to them. This guy right here, I rate this guy.
Arsenal fans, Mona, calm down, I beg. Mona, calm down.
I'm not going to say anything, guys. Not going to say anything.
You are still 4 points clear, top of the table. Which one be all this? Ateta this, Ateta that, Ateta this. Ateta is a failure. For what? What did he do? What did he do? Now put him under pressure. Man, go start Gabriel Jesus today. Every single match that Victor Gyökeres has been starting since, all the matches where Gyökeres done, they start. Arsenal never lose anyone. Go and check record. All the matches that Gyökeres have been starting in the Premier League, in the Emirates, Arsenal never lose anyone. Today, where Gyökeres no start. How far? Gyökeres this, bench Gyökeres, drop Gyökeres. Don't drop the Gyökeres now. Una see they complain. Why you drop Gyökeres? Why did you bench Gyökeres? I don't understand Una. You guys should calm down. If somebody been telling us, say,
you know what? I agree with some of the stuff, but if I'm not mistaken, didn't Gyökeres come off the bench versus Aston Villa, and didn't he start versus Liverpool?
He's on about at the Emirates. All the games Gyökeres started at the Emirates, we hadn't lost until, but then the game he didn't start, which was yesterday, we ended up losing. Now, he didn't start against Brentford, I don't think, and we won that game because I know he was injured for a bit. I'm trying to think. But yeah, he's on this guy. I don't know who he is. But he's on the calm down hype. He's on the whole, you all wanted Gyökeres benched, and then now you're complaining that he didn't start. Blah blah blah.
I don't know. Arsenal, Liverpool. I swear. Did Victor Gyökeres start versus Liverpool away? Did he start that game? I don't know. Did he? Yeah, Gyökeres started.
He's on about the Emirates.
I don't know what he's talking about. And then Villa away. When we lost to Villa.
He's on about Emirates.
2-1. Didn't Victor Gyökeres come off the bench?
He's on about the Emirates.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe he's mistaken. But long story short, I agree with his sentiment that we need to calm down. We're still 4 points clear. The season's long. You don't win the league this year. In game week 23, we're in a position where we're currently still comfortably ahead. We're not losing it.
Big title. Arsenal losing is good for football. It is good for the sport. This Arsenal team, if they were to bottle the Premier League title, would be good for the sport because it would invalidate their style of play. We watch sports.
I'm not asked about none of that. Anyways. That's me done with this reaction. It is what it is. Egal's still riding the carousel. We know he's going to defend this manager should he fail again, but apparently he wants Arsenal to be successful. Well, you're not going to see it with this manager. And fans like me and many others have been telling the world that as long as this manager's here, you ain't going to see the success that we're wanting to see. And he just keeps proving it. Like I said, if you're watching a football stream, and you're 60 minutes behind, and people in your chat are saying, "Oh, you've gone 2-0 up," or "Well, it's 2-2 now," or "Well, you're losing 3-2," and you haven't even seen it yet, They've told you that in advance, but all you're doing now is waiting to see it. Imagine how you feel waiting to see that happen. You're waiting to see the goals being scored and the goals being conceded. Yeah, that's what it feels like being an Arsenal fan right now. Yeah, what it feels like is we're in the semi-final of the EFL Cup. We might get to the final, we might not. We might get to the final and lose, we might get to the final and win. We don't know, but we're close. We're top of the league. Yeah, we'll probably be around about there for the rest of the season, and then we don't know how it's going to end. Yeah. FA Cup, who knows? We might get to the semi-final at least. Champions League, same thing. When we ain't going trophyless because we're still in all comps. Yeah. But come 2nd of May, we might not have any trophies to our name and we might be out of everything. That hurts more than being out of everything in January. At least you know when you're out of everything now, you know what the deal is. I'm not saying I'd rather be out of everything. I'm just saying we're no different than clubs that do nothing. Like I said, we're no different to your Bournemouths, your Evertons, your Wolves, and all them. We're no different. Yeah? They know they're not going to win anything from early. We have to wait until May. That's the difference. And inevitably, this manager, he sabotages the team as it is, and we come away with nothing. That's what we've been used to. You know what I mean? So it's just prolonged failure. But we're told we're in a banter era no more. Really? You know what I mean? Because if we were 8th, everybody's just laughing that we're 8th, and then they're just concentrating on who's going to win the league and finish top 4 and everything like that. But being 2nd or top right now, looking like we might do something, and then it doesn't happen, that's worse. This banter era is worse than the one that we were in when we were finishing 8th. This is worse. Because being 8th, you can laugh at the fact that we ain't doing anything, we ain't going anywhere. Being in the position we're in right now, we're getting laughed at because, well, we almost got there. We were close to getting there, and then last minute it just got took under our feet. But anyways, like the stream, share the stream, comment, subscribe to the channel, hype the video. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. I didn't even mean for this stream to be this long because I've got another stream in mind as well. But anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
And if anyone wants to have a come at me,
meet me in the car park, bro. Meet me in the car park.
Because I'm a black belt in karate.
Stop the cap.
Come and have a pop.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.